Reds fans, Liverpool 0, Arsenal 2, and it was a day of questions and answers today. Before the game, there were questions being raised about Liverpool, about the transfer policy, how they'd react to not having a striker, not having bought a striker on the last day. You know, how the players would continue to try to adapt to the system. Would they raise the game against Arsenal? And for Arsenal's part, you know, how would they react with the loss of Van Persie after 2-0 draws? Well, the questions were answered, and they were answered forcibly by a rampant Arsenal midfield. Cazorla, Arteta, Diaby, they dominated the midfield, and in turn they won the game for Arsenal. We simply had no answer for them. Brendan Rodgers decided to play Sahin, give him his debut, made a start in the midfield alongside Allen and Gerrard. And he struggled, to be absolutely honest with you, as you'd expect. It was a tough debut for him, not the easiest of games. Personally, I think it was a mistake to give him his debut. It's easy to say in hindsight, but I would have preferred Shelvey, I think, in that midfield trio. Shelvey's obviously a player who can put a tackle in. He's a player who understands what's required of Liverpool, understands the players. You know, he can cut out attacks. He can play the Lucas role basically, but he's also got a bit of an attack-minded mind as well. So it was a toothless, it was a dispirited display by Liverpool. We started off fairly brightly. Sterling hit the post. We had a couple of penalty claims, but once we went behind, there was no comeback. It was all Arsenal. They had most of the chances. They had the shots on goal. We had a bit of a rally late on when Downing came on for Borini, who again had a poor game really. No, it was too little, too late, and you know, it was a tough game. It's a game that we deserved to lose. Unfortunately, it's got to be said that, I'm afraid. Now, let's just look, instead of ranting and raving and getting all depressed about it, let's just look at the tactics employed by Brendan Rodgers. Let's see if we can come up with some critical analysis here. Well, I've already said that I think Shelvey should have played because we needed a defensive midfielder. We needed someone in the Lucas role. We really missed Lucas today. Sahin and Allen and Gerrard, for me, they're playmakers, and it showed that there was nobody cutting out the attacks by Cazorla in particular and Diaby. Shelvey came on a little too late for me. He came on just as Arsenal scored their second goal, and it was a mistake by Reina again. He's starting to flap. I'm afraid he's starting to get the wobbles. He's starting to get the old David James kind of syndrome, the Calamity James syndrome. And it's a time when we need him the most. It's unfortunate. Enrique and Johnson, you can't complain about them. I mean, okay, they're not the best defenders in the world, but going forward, they can't be denied. You know, they're really good at going forward, overlapping, you know, the wingers and getting crosses in, getting shots in. Johnson and Enrique had good games. Had a good game for me, and have played well all season really. Joe Allen, fabulous, terrific. He's been the buy of the summer for me for Liverpool. Gerrard had an average game, gave away possession that led to the first goal for Arsenal. Bit of an iffy game really. I mean, tried his best, but obviously, you know, he is waning. I think we all know that. Borini, I've mentioned, had an average game. Some commentators say that he's like a headless chicken, or he's another Milan Barros. I think I say give him time. I mean, I've said he's lightweight, but he wasn't particularly lightweight today. He put it about a bit. I think it's going to take time. I mean, he understands the system, and that's a bonus. and he's only young. I think he will come good. I think we just have to we need to give him a bit of patience. He will get games, obviously, because he's only one of 2 strikers that we have, so he will get games. So I would hope he will get better. Sterling was terrific today. Again, man of the match for me. Very lively. It was a handful, and he put in some neat crosses, some good passes, was good touches from him. He had a penalty claim. Yeah, man of the match definitely for me. But then again, you know, he was the best of a bad bunch, wasn't he? Really, so not a difficult call to say he was man of the match. With Alan, I would guess second to him. Suarez, poor game. You know, he's going down the centre, but he can't hold up the ball. He's not a target man. His finishing's not the greatest. But who else can? I mean, Barini. Who else is going to go down the centre? There's only him. Only he can do it. And he had a poor game today. You know, he had a couple of penalty claims. He had a couple of shots at goal. But the best move was saved till last. There was a link up between Gerrard and Suarez in the box, and Suarez blasted it over the bar. So poor game from him. Downing, when he came on for Barini, did have a good game. I thought he was lively. He's followed on from his last game really, where he's got something to prove, and he's trying his best. He had a shot at goal that he was unfortunate with. I'll go back to Shelvey again. Shelvey, when he came on, I know it was too late, but he played really well, and you know, he was cutting out the attacks. He was doing everything that he could have done from the very beginning. He was cutting out Arsenal's attacks. He was getting forward as well. He had a couple of shots on goal. He was trying too hard at times, and he got yellow carded in the end. But there were signs of frustration from Agger, 40-yard shot, from Gerrard, a tackle on Vermaelen, which was unnecessary. He was never going to win the ball. He deserved a yellow card. But you know, can you blame them for being frustrated? We're frustrated, so of course the players are frustrated. What does Brendan Rodgers do now? What's the key to you know, to improving our performances? We need to play Shelvey from the beginning. We need to play him. He's the guy who's going to fill that Lucas role, you know, and then allowing Alan to do what he does best, and allowing Gerrard to get forward. Sahin will come good eventually. Again, he's young. He's a playmaker. He can replace Alan, you know, but nothing more than that at the moment anyway. We really are missing a striker. This elusive striker that we never got. We need to sign someone on loan. Michael Owen, Didier Drogba. Who can we sign? There's not that many players available on a free. I think we just got to keep on keeping on. We need Reina to get his confidence back. You know, maybe put Jones. We'll give Jones a game or two, and let Reina stew a little bit and think about it and come back stronger. We've got Agger back now. We've got Enrique back now. The back four is looking okay for me. Let's get Shelvey on. Alan can do what he does best, and he's continuing to do what he does best. So that's good. Sterling's looking good. So really, the problem is that centre of midfield. I think we need to bolster that. And Barini needs to buck up a little bit, and Suarez needs to start scoring some goals, and Gerrard, you know, Gerrard needs to improve his performances. He needs to just slow it down a little bit. He's running around, he's trying to do everything as usual. You know, he just needs to to calm it down a little bit and start doing what he does, which is laying off those passes, which is getting forward in support of Suarez. So I'm not going to be. I said I wouldn't rant and rave. I've not ranted and raved. I've tried to be critical but positive. You know, I've tried to be constructive. Is there anything we can do? We've just got to press on. I know it's a tough game next against Manchester United. Again, we will raise our game, but Brendan Rodgers has got to learn from this defeat, and he's got to make improvements. And the players have got to look at themselves and ask themselves where it's going wrong and try to improve. We've got to work as a team, like Arsenal did today. It's the only way out of this, unfortunately. unless you can think of something else. Let me know. Leave your comments below, please. Let me know what you thought about today's game. Let me know where you think it went wrong. Let me know where you think it can go right. What can we do to improve? We need another striker. Give me your thoughts on that, please. Suarez, what's going wrong there? If we get another striker, he can go wide, can't he? He can be a support player like Barini. He can replace Barini. Okay, enough said. Reds fans, until next time. Bye bye for now.